Hi, and welcome back to the vlog, Mom with Purple Hair. Okay, so a while ago I posted an article written by my friend on peace, and so I am going to talk a little bit about peace and what that looks like within the confines of relationships. So one thing I find is that when we talk about being a peaceful person, we tend to transpose what Jesus said in the Beatitudes. So Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." And a lot of times, we as women translate that to peacekeepers. No, come on, what's the difference, you may ask? Actually, there is quite a big difference. And I'm going to illustrate that by replacing peace with the word cake. So are you going to be a cake keeper or a cake maker? There's a big difference between a cake keeper, somebody who is given a cake to keep safe until the party, or a cake maker, somebody who takes her time to gather the ingredients and mix them up and make sure it's baked perfectly and then cooled perfectly and then frosted and put little decorations on. So when we talk about or when being a peacemaker, think about making a cake, right? You're not keeping a cake. You're creating something that is not there. A great illustration is Abigail in 1 Samuel 25. Now, some of you probably know this story quite well. I actually love Abigail. She's one of my favorites. And so what happened is she takes all this food and wine and I believe cheese and stuff and meets David on the road because he's coming to make war on her household because her foolish husband, not my words, but the Bible's words, Nabal, denied David and his men food. And so she gets word of this through some of the servants, and they're freaking out. Like, look, David's men have been in this country. We've been tending our sheep. They've been a wall for us. They've protected us. This is not right. We need to help them out. And so she goes to meet David on the road, and she humbles herself. She's a peacemaker. She humbles herself. She apologizes. "I'm so sorry, my Lord. I didn't have knowledge of this." She takes some responsibility. She has nothing to apologize for. Her dumb husband was the whole reason why, her household was going to be killed. But she did. She took some of the responsibility on herself. That is the peacemaker. She humbled herself and, she took responsibility, which is hard to do. Being a peacemaker is not easy. It is not easy at all. And I'm not going to say that it is or pretend that it is. Another thing is that we as women, we get a bad reputation for holding on to grudges, being malicious gossips, and just not forgiving, which, women, it's true. It's true. There's I don't know what that seed of sin is in us, but we just hang on to bitterness and we just have to be right all the time. And I'm not going to say my sorry, I did nothing wrong. That's not being a peacemaker. Sometimes being a peacemaker, even when your intentions were not to be mean or to harm somebody, but still hurt somebody's feelings, sometimes that's just going back, saying, "I am so sorry, I did not mean this. Please forgive me." Being a peacemaker means forgiving somebody else, not gossiping about that person. And a lot of people will respond to a peacemaker. People respond to that. Again, it shows that you are safe. You are approachable. You're not going to get caught up in all this drama. Other people won't respond. Some women will not respond. You will go to a woman, you will apologize, you will, do what you have to do to make peace with her, and she will just stay in the state of, no, we're enemies now. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is, when you see her, is to be kind and loving and, not pick up the drama again. But I find that isn't the norm, actually. When you're a woman who makes peace, women will respond to that. And so I challenge you guys this week to, look at your own life. Are you gossiping about somebody? Have you not forgiven someone? You're holding on to that just because it kind of feels a little good. Sin feels good. Consequences aren't good, but we just want to hold on to that. But I challenge you, be a maker, something that the Lord has intended us to be. In Hebrews 12:14 and 15, it says, "Strive for peace with everyone, and for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord. See to it that no one fails to obtain the grace of God, that no root of bitterness springs up and causes trouble, and by it may become defiled." Now, I love how Matthew Henry, in his commentary, talks about verse 14. So I'm going to read that to you and today. All right, it says, "First, it is the duty of Christians, even when in a suffering state, to follow peace with all men, yea, even with those who may be instrumental in their sufferings. This is a hard lesson and a high attainment, but is what Christ has called his people to. Sufferings are apt to sour the spirit and sharpen the passions, but the children of God must follow peace with all men. Secondly, peace and holiness are connected together. There can be no true peace without holiness. There may be prudence and discreet forbearance, and a show of friendship and goodwill to all." I would say that's an excellent definition for a peacekeeper. "But this true Christian peaceableness is never found separate from holiness. We must not, under pretense of living peaceably with all men, leave the ways of holiness, but cultivate peace in a way of holiness." That's a peacemaker. It's so much harder, but the rewards are so much better. So you all have a blessed week, and I pray that you can find the peace that surpasses all of understanding. I pray that you can find the peace that passes all understanding in the Lord, and I pray that you will become a peacemaker and not just a peacekeeper. Goodbye.